What's up guys, Rhen here with another Pixel Starships guide. Today we're talking about crew some more. How do you get new crew, what's the most efficient way to do it, and how do you use this process to jumpstart your career as a Pixel Starships beginner. So with that, let's get into it. Alright guys, so how do you actually get new crew? Well, you're going to start out the game with like maybe one or two. Probably one of those you're going to be able to get rid of, but how do you get more? So there are 7 basic ways in the game to get crew: mineral draws, gas draws, bucks draws, the store, the dropship, in-app purchases, and the Dove store. Today we're going to walk through these, and in the end we're going to focus on number 2, the gas draws, and to the little bit on number 3, the bucks draws. These are going to be the recommended way for you to acquire crew in the beginning of the game. Now following those, we'll also be talking about the store and why that might be a good idea at certain points in time. Check it out. So click on the shop, and there's a big button on the bottom in the middle that says crew. You're going to click on that big button. All right, so once you click it, you're going to see 4 options for getting crew. These are what we're going to call draws. These give you a random crew. The top draw uses minerals, the second one uses gas, the third and the fourth ones on the bottom, those use bucks. So those typically are not going to be something we recommend. There's going to be one exception your very first time that we'll talk about in a second, but in general, after you do your one draw with the bucks, we really are not going to want to do any more bucks draws, and you should really be focusing on the crew draws at the top, and primarily we're going to focus in on the gas draws. Okay, so that's the gas draws. The next thing we're going to look at is the store. So when you open up the shop, you'll see on the left-hand side, there's something for sale in the store every day. Sometimes that's crew, so you can see here it's a 5-star gunner. He's got a good weapon stat, so he would be a great booster. He's got this critical attack. Well, he will when he gets to level 10. So that's going to be actually a really good crew, but the only way to get it is with bucks. So we'll have other videos about how you get bucks, how to save them up. But one of the things you'll be doing with your bucks is buying these crews in the store. So this one costs 1,000. I'm not going to buy it because I don't have 1,000 right now. But if I did, that would be a good option. You'll notice that this is a 5-star crew for sale, and it costs 1,000 bucks. The prices are different in the store depending on which tier of crew it is. So if this were a 4-star crew, it would have a lower price. Just depends on which crew it is that's being sold. Those will cycle over time. If you're patient and you save up your bucks, you can pick out which ones that are most important to you. Okay, the next way you can get crew is from the dropship. Now you can see I clicked on the dropship here and close it back out. If you zoom out, it's the ship that flies by you. You can click on it and it'll sell you stuff or offer to sell you stuff. If that's not visible, let me show you a quick trick to make it show up. You just go to chat, click view ship on any random person, then click back. And then as soon as you get back, voila, the dropship's going to show up. So you can click on this little circle here, or you can zoom out and click on the actual ship, doesn't really matter. Okay, so there's going to be a daily reward, which I've already collected. And then over here on the right, you can see I can buy Infected Victoria. She's a 1-star crew, don't really need her. Or I can buy McDonald's, who's a 4-star crew, costs 1,000 bucks. That's a pretty terrible deal, so clearly I'm not going to do that. But sometimes you'll find pretty decent deals in here, and that's another source of where you can get crew. Now, I recommend checking in with your fleet before you buy these. Your fleet will be able to tell you which of these are good deals and which of these are not good deals. The last way is through in-app purchases. Sometimes there'll be specials when you buy a roll of Starbucks or a stash of Starbucks that you'll get a free crew thrown in with the purchase. Again, I won't tell you if that's a good or bad idea just because it's your money, but it is an option. Okay, so if you first start in the game, what should you be doing to get crew? Well, we're going to focus in on this gas draw. Now you can see my gas draw costs 2 million gas. I'm not going to do it because that's super expensive. When you first start out, this is going to be a lot cheaper. It's going to cost like 500 gas. So you can see I don't have enough gas to do it. When you first start out, it's only going to cost a very low amount, but as you get more crew, this cost is going to increase and it gets capped at 2 million. So I've got a lot of crew right now on my ship and down here in my little drawer. So for me, I'm at the cap. And there's going to be a trick to drawing this crew before you get too many high-level crew on your ship. All right, guys, so check out this chart that basically shows how much does it cost in gas to do a gas draw. And as you move to the right, you see that it gets higher and higher the more crew you already have before you do the draw. This is why it's going to be important that any crew that you don't need or that you don't want, go ahead and fire or airlock that crew before you do your next draw so that you can keep drawing at a lower cost. So the other thing that happens is if you have higher tiered crew like 4-star, 5-star, or special crew, that's going to raise this whole line up, which is to say drawing for crew when you have a lot of high like 5-star crew is a lot more expensive than drawing if you only have 3-star crew. So what that means is there's a little bit of a chance for optimization in the order that we do these things. So what does that mean? That basically means it could be beneficial to delay doing your first beer draw with the bucks until after you've got most of the crew that you want to get from the gas draws. Because there will come a point where the cost of these gas draws gets so high that you basically can't hold enough gas on your ship to be able to afford to do even one of the draws. Now, if you're planning to be spending a lot of bucks on buying crew from the store, that's typically your 4 or 5-star crew, or if you're going to be doing lots of in-app purchases to get 5-star crew that way, this may not be as big of a deal because in that situation, it's likely that you'll be replacing your 3-star crew with 4 or 5-star crew pretty quickly anyway. But if you're trying to be super efficient and you want to have a low level of investment in the game, it may be worth holding off on getting that 5 and 4-star crew until you get a lot of the 3-star crews that you want to get. That being said, this is a game. You ought to do what you think will be the most fun. Okay, so let's just summarize our overall plan. Really, we're going to focus on gas draws. So step 1 is going to be do gas draws as many times as you can. There's a limit to each day in terms of how many you can do. So I would say do all that you can do each day. Throw away, fire, or airlock the crew that you don't need to keep the costs low on those gas draws. The next episode talks about what's the best crew you should be going for with these gas draws. But for now, if you don't get one of those crew, I would say airlock it or fire it to keep the cost down on those gas draws. So basically do that as long as you have the patience to do it, or as long as you're willing to do it before you move on to your one-time bucks draw. Again, you're going to need this beer research before you can do step 4, which is the one-time bucks draw. And then after that, just continue. The reason it's good to do one beer draw is the first time you do one for 300 bucks, you're guaranteed a 5-star hero. Don't know which one it'll be, it's random, but you're guaranteed a 5-star, which is totally worth it. After that, it's not really worth it for 300 bucks anymore. As you progress through the game, you'll be replacing this 3-star crew with 4, 5, and better star crew that you're getting from one of these other sources that we talked about, whether it be the dropship, whether it's from the store, whether it's from an in-app purchase. But a good 3-star solid base can really give you a jump start in terms of moving forward in your progression. All right, guys, so that's my recommendation on how to get new crew as a very beginner. The next episode, we're going to cover what crew you should be trying to get with these gas draws, and we'll give some examples of a crew setup for a gunship and a teleport strategy. So with that, hopefully this was helpful for you guys, and stick around for more cool stuff. Alright guys, so if you've watched any of my Pixel Starships videos, you know how critical it is to join a good fleet and a good fleet alliance. So if you're looking for a home in Pixel Starships, the Trek Alliance is a top-tier alliance featuring the Trek Federation, which has been one of the top 3 fleets in the world for the past 3 years. This is a place where some of the top players in the game will help teach you about strategy and game mechanics, helping to improve your experience and help your ship get stronger. Whether you're brand new to the game or whether your division is superstar, the Trek Alliance has a fleet that's right for you. So if you want to make some new friends or get better at this game, come check out our public Discord at bit.ly/TrekFederation.